I cannot believe another month has gone, but it has. In this video, I'm going to talk about all the books that I've read in the month of February. It's not nearly as much books as I read last month. It's actually less than half. I just was not in the mood to read this month. I don't know what it is. Even now, I'm still like, the month isn't over for me when I'm making this video, but I just know I'm not going to complete another book, so I'm making the video today. First up, I have A Lovely Corruption. I believe in another video I said that this was book 4. It's actually book 5 in a 6-book series by Katee Robert. The universe is like mafia gang. They don't ever say like they're in the mafia, but it's like a gang romance. Each book there's a different couple that takes place in each book, but they're all in the same universe. This book I wasn't super excited about because I was really excited for book 6, which is the last book of the series, and this one I was like, I'm just gonna read it so I can get to book 6. But I actually enjoyed this way more than I thought I was going to. It's a quick read. I feel like most of Katee Robert books are very, very quick and easy to get through. And yeah, overall it was entertaining. I give it 4 out of 5. It was entertaining and it was better than I thought it was gonna be. So I was pleasantly surprised. And we have Ruthless Redemption. Oh, also this is called Lovely Corruption. Did I say that? I don't know, I don't remember. Ruthless Redemption is book 6, and this book I was so excited to read because the MMC in this book, MMC? Yes, that's correct. In this book was teased, like you got like a teasing of like his story throughout the other books, and I was so excited, like highly anticipated for me. I wanted to read his book since I first was introduced to his character, Dimitri, and I was pleasantly surprised. Or not pleasantly surprised, no. I was happy with how the story went. I enjoyed the two main characters' chemistry, and I thought it was like a solid end to the series. Wasn't dragged on too long, and again, very, very quick. I think I read these 2 books within, I don't know, like 4 or so days, just to get perspective of how many days I was not reading this book. Then I read The Boyfriend when I went to California with my best friend. We read half of the book together. We didn't finish the whole book during the trip, but I came home and finished the rest of it the next day, or the day I got home, because it was overnight flight. And I already gave my review on this book, but I will talk about it again anyway. I gave this a 3 out of 5. It was a quick read. The twists were kind of expected. In the reading vlog, my best friend ended up guessing who ended up being the killer. So it wasn't like super, oh my God, I can't believe it was so-and-so. Like you kind of could predict it. I will be honest, my guess was wrong. But like I wasn't super surprised when I found out who it was. And the storyline was a little, I don't know, a little so-so. It's not my favorite Freida McFadden book, but yeah. And also the FMC, she was kind of annoying. She was a little stupid, but again, sometimes in the thriller books, the main person isn't as intelligent, at least with Freida. So yeah, that wasn't my favorite, but again, I'll read more of her books. And I read Gothicana. I actually bought this book when I was in California. I was super excited to read it. It was the first book, obviously after The Boyfriend. But when I got back home, I was like ready to read again. And so I read this book, and it was an interesting book. It's kind of hard to describe. I don't know what I was expecting, but this was not it. Like I didn't know too much. I just knew it was a dark romance because it literally says on the cover. I knew the FMC was going to a university and was going to be a student professor romance book, but I didn't know there was gonna be twists and turns and how the universe was built. So it was interesting. It wasn't my favorite though, so I would give this like a 3.5 out of 5. I don't know if I would read the second book in the series. It depends on how I'm feeling at that moment and what the book's about, because I don't know. But I wasn't super in love with the book like I thought I was gonna be. Like I was so excited to start this book, and then I was reading and I was like, It's also in third person, which sometimes takes me out of books. I really love a first person read, so there's also that because it took me out of it just a smidge. So. But all around, it was still a decent book. I would give it 3.5. And I think this is probably my favorite read of the month, Powerless. This is book 4 or 3 in the Chestnut Springs series, and this book was about Jasper. I just could not wait to read Jasper's book because he was mentioned in all the other books in the series, and I was super excited for when it was his time to shine, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I will say the book was a bit long. Although the books in the series, I believe, are quite long. It was like 430 pages, and if I'm being honest, I feel like it could have got wrapped up like maybe 100 pages earlier. But aside of that, I thought it was like a perfect mixture of like plot in the book but chemistry between the books, because it is like a second chance romance, but it's like friends to lovers, I guess you could say. So it was really cute. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love all of Elsie Silver's books that I've read thus far, and this one was another one that I really enjoyed. That's all the books I read. Just 5 books is all I could get through this month. I did start Lights Out this month and stopped reading it. I will go back to it though, because I've been hearing so many good reviews. I don't know what it was. I just could not get into it. Again, I think it's really just me right now and not the books. And then I also started A Flicker in the Dark, and I got to like chapter 3 on page 15, and again, haven't picked it up in days. So I'm gonna try to get back into reading, because I feel like 5 books is decent. It is decent. It's, some people might even say a lot, but for me, I know I could do better, you know? But anyway, that is it for all the books that I read in the month of February.